let's start with a little tour of my refrigerator. I'm going to start over here on this side, how I have things organized. Down here is kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, sriracha, different items that fit nicely here in the door. And then on this second little area on my door, I've got sandwiches, nut butter, and jelly. So this is, when I say sandwich, it's stuff that I use on sandwiches, kind of my lunch making area. And then notice this says eggs, but oh, there's not any eggs in there. That's something I need to make right. I do have mealworms for my sugar gliders. You didn't know that was in my refrigerator. And a random beer. And then I keep my butter up here. All right, on the other door, I have sauces that I use to make dinner, dressings. And notice these olives are out of place, need to be put in the right place. And then I have probiotics stored up here. I buy probiotics that need to be stored in the refrigerator, clearly. And I also have my yeast that I use sometimes to make bread. I have not been to the grocery store lately, so this drawer is empty, but this is where I keep vegetables, and that clearly needs to be wiped out. I have another veggie drawer and fruits. Got a lot. We are really into Halo oranges right now. Keep all my milks here, almond milk and regular milk. I keep my cheese in this little bin. Lots of nice cheeses. This is some of the chia seed breakfast pudding. I have some here and then a little bit more in this container for backup. I'll post a link to this. It's been a real favorite for my family. It's a pudding. It's really not pudding, it's yogurt, but we call it pudding to make my kids eat it. It has chia seeds in it and it's really yum. Greek yogurt, some carrots, which really need to be relocated back down to the vegetable aisle or drawer. This is lunches and Chris. Chris is my husband, so I put little snacks for him to grab in there and then stuff to make lunches. It's basically a nice way to say to my kids, don't touch this bin. More sugar glider food. So sugar gliders eat little dried pellets and they also eat fruits and vegetables. And then this is our leftover section. I'm becoming a real fan of leftovers. Didn't used to love them, but becoming a real fan. Up here, I've got beer, wine, and mixers, which tonic water, vermouth to make martinis, which I drink on Friday nights usually. Bubbly water, as we call it, or seltzer water, and then bread. So that's what's in my refrigerator right now. You can see some things need to be tidied up. It needs to be wiped out. I try to do this about once a month. And then you'll notice the outside is kind of needing some attention. It's kind of streaky and yucky. Let's take a look in the freezer. I've got candles in the freezer right now because I am doing a craft project where I remove the wax from the inside of my old candles and I turn them in. I use some spray to turn them into mercury glass. So these are in there. Freezing them allows the wax to come out really easily. But I've got some meat in this middle bin. I've got marrow bones, beef marrow bones that I use to make bone broth, and then some chicken. Over here, I have just leftovers. So I've got some sandwich bread, some bone broth that's frozen, obviously a bottle of gin, some rolls that I made leftover, and then just frozen fruits. And then on this side, I know you guys probably think all I do is feed my sugar gliders. I have more sugar glider food. This is, I make their food every couple weeks and I freeze it and then I put it in this bag and they're running low. So that's why that's empty. In this little drawer here, I have all the little freeze containers that I use for my kids' lunches. And then look at this. This is kind of nasty. This is going to get cleaned out today. All these little crumbs. See that? This is real life here, folks. That's what freezers look like, right? All right, and this drawer is, I call this my meal plan drawer. This is things that are on my meal plan. So I've got this breakfast bread that I'm gonna be using tomorrow and Friday morning. And then everything else has been eaten for the week. So tonight we're gonna go to church and eat dinner there. And then I can't think off the top of my head what we're having for dinner Thursday night. And then Friday night we're gonna eat pizza. So that is where I put food for my meal plan. And the reason why I keep it separate is so that my husband or my kids know that any food that's in this drawer, they're not to touch. Like if it's chicken or any other kind of meat, that it's got a purpose and I've planned it for a menu. So really, I really have, this is something new that I'm doing with this meal plan drawer, and I really like having it. And I just labeled it with my little label maker. In this drawer is ice, just extra ice that we need sometimes for entertaining, making drinks. Our ice maker doesn't always make enough ice, so we store some extra ice in here. That is it. So I'm gonna get started giving this a spruce and cleaning up some of these spots that need to be touched up. To clean the inside of my refrigerator, I'm just gonna use a little bit of vinegar and water that I'm just gonna spray onto a little towel. A little washcloth is actually what I'm using. Just gonna kind of give everything a wipe. All right, now I'm just gonna wipe out my freezer here. Mainly gonna just focus on this top area. Inside of my freezer doesn't get too nasty. Just gonna spray that vinegar and water right there. Ugh, look at all that. I'm just gonna take my finger. Clean that out. Now it's time to clean the outside of my refrigerator and freezer. I use this Wegmans stainless steel cleaner and polish. Love it. It's the best thing I've ever used. I've used a lot of different products, but this is my favorite. I always use a microfiber cloth to clean with when I do my outside of the refrigerator because it doesn't scratch. I actually spray the polish right on the cloth. Life. Kind of instantly. So that's it. That is your task for today. Clean that refrigerator. Obviously getting rid of any expired or old food. Make it look all shiny and nice. See you tomorrow.